You know, turkey isn't just for Thanksgiving, so here to show us creative ways to incorporate delicious butterball turkey into everyday recipes is Chef Jo Lusted.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
I'm so glad that you're here. So what are you going to show us today?
Today we're making a delicious mouth-watering recipe that I created. It's a prosciutto wrapped turkey breast.
Oh, that sounds so good. So where do we get started?
Well, first you have to preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you can place your roast on a rack in a roasting pan and let it roast for about 3 hours.
All right, now I noticed today you're using Butterball's boneless turkey breast, but they also have a white and dark meat roast and a stuffed roast. Would either of those work just as well?
Any of them, they'll all work perfectly.
Okay, and they also have fresh, frozen, and pre-stuffed whole turkeys. So give us some tips if we're working with one of those.
Yeah, of course. So a frozen turkey, you want to defrost it before you cook it. And once it's defrosted, it'll last for about 4 days in your fridge. And when you cook it, it'll be nice and juicy. Now, if you're using a pre-stuffed frozen turkey, you can cook that right from frozen. There's no defrosting required. And you know, what I love about turkey is it's so versatile. You can use it on pizzas, on salads, and turkey sandwiches. It's fantastic.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. So while the turkey's roasting, we're gonna make our rub.
All right.
So I'll get you to help me out. We've got lots of fresh herbs here, and I'll add some rosemary. It's fresh rosemary. You can add some flat leaf parsley. And then we've got some nice fresh sage. And then I'll get you to add some olive oil, and then a little bit of lemon juice, and some fresh garlic, and a little bit of Dijon mustard. And then you can just give that a mix.
Okay.
That's fantastic. You're totally hired.
Oh, thanks.
Awesome. If you could just pass me that plate over there.
Sure.
So while you're mixing that up, we're going to take the turkey out of the oven. Now this is roasted for 3 hours, and we just need to cut off the netting. So you just have to be careful because it's a little warm. Look at this, comes off so easily.
It does.
Perfect. Okay. Once you've got all that off, now you can put your marinade on. So you just rub that all over. You can just, with your spatula, just rub it all over the top.
Just lather it on.
Yeah, there's tons of flavor in here. It's perfect.
Smells fantastic. It's like artwork.
Yeah, it is. It's like painting. Okay, so now that that's done, I'll get you to get rid of this plate for me.
Sure.
Now we can just roll this up in our prosciutto.
Okay.
So you can just roll this right on the top. If you use a little bit of parchment, it makes life a little easier.
Okay.
And there we go.
It's like a sleeping bag.
Yeah, like a little sleeping bag, exactly. So we can just put this together. And now what you want to do is put this back in the oven and let it roast for about another hour or so.
So now this is important. How do we know when our turkey is done?
Okay, so when the internal temperature reaches 175 degrees Fahrenheit, you know it's done. So once it's done, you want to take it out of the oven, cover it loosely, and let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes.
All right.
So while the turkey's resting, this is the perfect time to make your side dish, and it's really, really quick and simple. So we've got a little bit of olive oil in our pan here, and we're just going to add some shallots, which is really nice. Just let them cook for about a minute or so, and then we'll add some kale into our pan. And then just season it with a little bit of pepper and a little pinch of salt. And we'll just stir that in, and then what you want to do is just add a little bit of water because we're going to cover it up and just let it steam for about 30 seconds so the kale wilts nicely.
Oh.
And just let it wilt. Okay, so now this looks beautiful. We need to finish it off.
Such nice color.
Isn't it really nice? It smells so good. So we'll just add some walnuts, chopped walnuts, toasted for a little bit of crunch, and a little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese,
Yum.
and a little bit of lemon juice. It just brightens it up a little bit. And we're done. Good to go. Nice and simple.
That is a very nice side.
Isn't it lovely? I bet you want to try everything.
I really do. We've been talking about all of this, and I can't wait to taste it. Chef Jo, this is fantastic.
Oh, I'm so happy that you like it.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, always a pleasure.
To find out more about prosciutto wrapped turkey breast and other easy to make recipes, go to facebook.com/Butterball Canada.